fellow YouTubers. It's me, Michael Brewer, your gay guru, on the road in Bali. Right behind me there is a very high temple belonging to a royal family that we've gotten to know here in the town of Sukawati. And we've been given the honor to and permission to film here. And I wanted to choose this location and in the context of the 7-day mental diet to talk about something particular about Bali, which I think is very appropriate for the mental diet. Choosing specifically to stay in a positive mind frame and to not dwell on negative mental thoughts for more than 60 seconds requires one thing: focus. Consciousness and focus. You have to, first of all, be aware of what you're thinking and what your emotional mind state is before you can even decide whether it's a negative or a positive thought. Our modern society, Western society especially, has really trained most of us to walk around in a sort of state of numbness. I don't know if you've been doing the 7-day mental diet, and if you are, you may even notice that sometimes you're not even aware that you're having negative thoughts or negative emotions in your life. In fact, sometimes they sort of sneak up on you, and sometimes you don't even realize until suddenly some bitchy words come out of your mouth, or an attitude, or a scowl, or a frown, and without even being consciously aware that you are in a negative state. Here in Bali, spirituality and the ritualized spirituality is omnipresent. I mean, you can't go in a supermarket or a kiosk or a department store or a gas station or ride a boat or a bus or a taxi or even a scooter without seeing some symbol of their every second present state of spiritual awareness. While I am not technically a fan of organized religion, I have to really admire that and can see how that really serves this society. Because in every act that the Balinese take is a ritualized act of worship. They're constantly praying. They're constantly making some sort of ritual sacrifice to their gods. And I think what it serves and how that works in the context of the 7-day mental diet, for example, to make a Western correlation, is that it makes them focus and it makes them conscious. It makes every act a holy act. It makes every day a holy day. They have probably more holidays on their calendar than any other religion you can think of, and there's always a festival or some kind of celebration going on. And we're lacking that in our Western society. You can pretty much go through your life from birth to death with any kind of ritual spirituality at all, or even any kind of act of devotion. Many of us do. Even in our organized religions are pretty much devoid of much ritual and devotion. Whereas here in Bali, there is very little separation between art and devotion and religion and spirituality. In fact, it's one and the same. It wasn't even until the 1930s that they even had a separate word for the word art. Art was just something they did in dedication to their gods to show their devotion. And they take art to the absolute extreme, where everywhere you go there are little offerings to be found in the form of folded palm leaves and flowers and incense and incredibly detailed works of art, all of which are meant to be ephemeral and pass away within a matter of days and left to rot, or the little offerings of rice left to temples. And now I'm not suggesting that this has a place in our Western modern day society, but the idea that they take this focus is a good reminder to us, because that is exactly what the 7-day mental diet requires. It requires us to focus and concentrate on where our thoughts are. If our thoughts are on the outer effects of our lives and the day-to-day things that happen to us in moment to moment, and we are simply reacting to them, well, it's pretty hard to stay focused and centered and in a positive state. Whereas if your life is an act of devotion and you are constantly aware of what you're thinking and feeling and where your mind state is, well, then it's easier to decide, well, I'm choosing positive or negative thoughts. And so I think it probably helps to add a little ritual to our lives, whether it's a thanking God or the creator or goddess or whoever it is you believe is the creator of all things, or just being grateful for what is and the blessings that flow in your life. An attitude of gratitude is probably one of the most abundant creating forces or mindsets that one can have at all in life. And to just say a simple thank you is probably the most efficient prayer and most effective prayer that anyone can say. Appreciation is automatically a positive mind state. And walking around life appreciating the beauty, whether it's the amazing beauty of a temple such as the one that's behind me, or the beauty of nature or children or art or anything. Beauty is actually wherever you are. You can find something beautiful to focus on. Because that's what it all comes down to. It's a matter of focus and what we choose to perceive. In any given moment, we can choose to see the negative and the depressing and the sad and the angry things in life, in our current state, in our now moment. Or we can decide, no, I'm going to choose to find the positive aspects and to focus on the positive aspects of what I'm in that experience right here and now in this very moment. So I'm going to take this time now to explore this temple behind me and to really be grateful for the fact that I've had this time here in Bali and been given access to this beautiful and very holy place, sacred spot, and to continue choosing to think positive thoughts and not allowing myself to entertain or dwell on negative thoughts. I'm still on the 7-day mental diet. How about you? You been doing it along with me, or are you about to start? Pick the time of your choosing, a time when you best think you can stay on the 7-day diet, and I guarantee you it will change your life, both here inside, the way you feel on a moment-to-moment basis, and also your point of attraction, which in fact will, and rather quickly, begin to change what you're attracting into your life and what kind of outer circumstances you're experiencing as well. So, here's your gay guru, Michael Brewer, signing off from the lovely island of Bali, saying thank you. Bless you.